Well, here we go. Red Bull Outliers 2025. I had a horrible prologue, so I'm starting a fair ways back. I forgot how slippery this place was and made several mistakes. And yeah, started, I don't even know, fourth row maybe. My buddy Max is in front of me. He lost his goggles, misplaced them, so he was frantically looking for his goggles before the race. And right before I go to hit this, he pulls in front of me, so I had to check up. Not sure why everybody was avoiding this side, but it wasn't too bad. The other side was a lot easier, but it was, as you can see, it was way backed up. So despite having the shitty starting line position, I actually ended up in a decent place here. But yeah, follow along. We'll get in a couple laps around this place. I'm racing expert this year. And yeah, the day before there was the amateur races, which was just super awesome to watch. It was very entertaining. So I thought hopefully we'll put on as good of a show. Not super aggressive here, just trying to, you know, get in line and make my way around. Once you hit all those big features, then it starts to, you can start to separate yourself. But as you can see, it's pretty dusty here. And the penalty for getting off the line is finding a hole. As I did right there, kind of followed that guy into this one and end up losing a whole pile more positions. So you just gotta suck it up and get out of there and keep moseying on through the course. Come over this lip. This was all part of the prologue here. So this first hill is about the only difficult hill, I suppose, in the prologue for some people that aren't used to hills anyways. It would have proved to be difficult. The left line really sent you. The right line was pretty simple. But yeah, you just have to have the confidence to hit those, and it's you know, there's lots of traction if you have the momentum. Guys wiping out, making mistakes, trying to keep your heart rate down here. Off the start of a race, it always is, you know, the nerves and everything else. I find it's hard to settle down, but just try to take it easy and go through the motions and get warmed up. This hill I had screwed up on in the prologue, and now this guy happened to mess up in front of me and gets me offline. This all doesn't look like much, but it's super slippery trying to get going in some of these places. Thankfully I was able to get back on and not really get disrupted too much, but all those little things just add up over time, and then you get to some big hill and there's 100 people waiting to go up it, and that can be frustrating. So all those little penalties, all those little mistakes end up being small little time penalties that turn into big ones when you get to the hard stuff. So this first outlier is called Moose. There's Moose 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. So in the amateur race, they did the 1.0, which is this one here, and it was backed up so much that they ended up having to open up the far right to let people through. Then if you go a little bit further right, there's Moose 2.0, and then in the pro race they had Moose 3.0. So basically try to get up as high as you can, find a ledge, and then go. I wasn't super jazzed about going around this way, so I ended up turning around, but Would have been nice to just get all the way to the top on the first go and avoid the lineups. That was Luke and AJ there to my right. But yeah, I wanted to go up this line for whatever reason. Speed this up a little bit because a lot of waiting around, just trying to get in position. That might be Darren Vandermeer there too. I don't know. So this is what they were calling Moose 2.0. The farmers at the top had let a bunch of water or irrigation down, so this was water for irrigation rather. So this was just a mud pit and really tough to get a good run at and hit. There's Brandon Lowe there in the pink, right in front of me to my right. But you can see guys cutting across here and coming down, and it's like trying to find a way up that's going to be clear. I was sort of biding my time for that. And then that guy up there went in front of me. I'm like, fuck, I have to turn around and try it again. Or not. Yeah. Be a struggle to get up from there. There's Joe. Yeah, you kind of want to get up to that second wedge if you can. coming up to the second outlier. This one's called Winter Traction. And it wasn't that bad. I don't know. The lines from day to day change. So the amateur race would have went up one way. We go up a slightly harder line, and then I think for the pro race, they make it even worse. So it's tough to compare, uh, from class to class. But everybody that's racing right now has got to get up this thing in the same way. So it's a little easier to compare, I guess, against people you're racing against. But from day to day, there's a difference in what you're going to see on these different features. We're coming up to this little ditch here. It's full of water, or what had some water in it, maybe not full of water, but anyways, the day before, Deegan Boudreau was stuck in there. He had his back tire just buried, so it doesn't look like much, but if you pick the wrong line, yeah, I don't even know how long he was stuck there for. It was quite a while, and it feels like an eternity when you're racing. And that hill that we just went over, that little up and down, if you went flying over that, it was a great place to crash. In the prologue, you kind of didn't realize it was there, and I'm sure a lot of people had a holy shit moment at that spot. So this is called Danny's Hill. It's been in prior races. And yeah, it's not too bad. I think I still managed to screw it up, but yes, there we go. Not to make excuses for myself, but I had injured my left pec really good leading up to this race. So I took some drugs and decided, okay, I'll just see what I can do. But yeah, my body was hurting here. And I'm sure everybody else has excuses, so I'll leave it at that. But yeah, I messed up one way or the other on that first attempt, and was able to just get on a line and get up still, thankfully. So in years past, this hill right here was called Wojo, And back in 2022, it was just a mega bottleneck. It was crazy. 2023 wasn't as bad, and now it's just another hill. My timing here kind of sucks. Think, okay, I got a window, let's go. Get this guy out of my way. And then somebody else decides to go. Or, yeah, he decides to go. I got squeezed out, so give it another try.
Hey, Will.
There's a couple good drops coming up here, this being one of them. Doesn't look like much on my camera, but it's pretty steep. There's a few other ones up here that are very steep as well, right before Nitro. To my right here, we've got Nitro and Caddy, two hills that only the pros did would have been pretty sweet to be able to hit these, but there would have been a hell of a lot of carnage. That Nitro was rather technical, and Tatty was you just had to hit it with everything you had. It was cool watching Cody Webb race up that on his 450 and he just launch off the top. And a lot of guys, it was a very difficult hill to get up. So this is Jordi, and 2 years ago in the vet amateur race, there was just in the amateur race, it was a bottleneck. It was crazy. They didn't open up the expert line for us, and it was just a lot of people's races ended there. So there's Luke again, but now it's they've pushed us off to the right further for the expert class, and just waiting for people to get out of the race line so you can hit it. But there are alternate lines if you're willing to try different things.
Do it, Luke! I'm trying. Oh no, I'm not. Yeah. Good luck.
My poor line choice here doesn't result in me getting up the hill. Again, it's super slippery. If you've got some momentum, you can get up, but if not, you're kind of screwed. So in this instance, I was kind of screwed. I just burned a few calories there, and it's funny, like you think, oh, you gotta like take your time and set up for these things, but trust me, these are so slippery. You want to take one shot at it and do it right. Otherwise, this is how guys were breaking all kinds of different parts on their bikes. There was a lot of carnage at this race, so you just gotta analyze and hopefully hit it the right way.
buddy. I'm good, thanks. What's the line here?
This proved to be a difficult feature, actually. I don't know if it looks like anything on here, but it was tough, and there's some big crevices that you sort of have to navigate.
There we go, that was good.
Here we'll get our first glimpse of the wall. This is actually kind of a cool feature along this ridge. And then there's a very steep descent in the bottom. I think a few people might have crashed here, but it wasn't a place you really wanted to go down. Pretty technical. To the left, and then just drop in.
Drop a doom!
And don't hit the fence. Yeah, so this is the wall here off to the right, and yeah, it's a pretty good hill.
Left where? Oh, like
Right of
that tree just left.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, thanks.
But to the right is
it the wall?
right on the left. Avoid the kicker in the middle of the hill and up the left.
So where that bush is, right or left of that? Left of that?
A bit over here.
Okay.
Like, it looks gnarly as fuck. See right there is the kicker.
Okay.
Don't go. Killer!
Hey, buddy.
Fucking hammer.
Well, that poor guy has his bike stuck on there, so I'm gonna try to go around it. And they don't make it. And my bike stays up there. Not what I wanted to do. This sucked.
Hey! What the fuck?
So I finally decided, okay, I guess I got to climb up here, like the rest of these guys. But it's a extremely difficult climb in riding gear. I had asked like Luke Sador and AJ Pro Q, like, hey, when you get up there, just push my bike down. But I didn't really realize just how steep this was. And once you were up there, the second you went over that ledge, you were not coming back up it. So understandably, those guys didn't push my bike down. AJ took a peek at it and then just kept riding. He's like, yeah, no. So I didn't realize just how bad it was until I got to the top and looked down and saw, holy shit, okay, yeah, nobody's getting my bike down except me. So I blew a whole pile of time here this lap. Live and learn.
Oh! That was the guy below me calling me.
Sean, there's a guy tangled in that wrap at the bottom of the wall.
Thank you. Nice one.
That's a big fucking hill, man. Yeah. So you're right there, one of those?
Thanks.
Decided that I don't want to make the same mistake twice, so this time I'm going to give it the beans and actually get up the bloody thing. Guys are getting a bit of a run at it. I think that was my problem. I was off to the right there and I don't know, didn't commit to it the first time around, but this time I'm definitely not looking to make the same mistake.
it once and didn't make it. Fucking scary.
That downhill was hairy.
Oh yeah, leading into that? Like straight down.
Like this much room for air.
Yeah. Whew.
Seeing video of this afterwards, the pros were, or some of the pros anyways, were just going high and kind of riding it like a bull. So I've never seen this feature up until this time. I hadn't raced on it in the previous races because they weren't putting my classes through this stuff. But yeah, maybe next time try to do that. So here, yeah, again, it doesn't look like much, but you do stuff in front of this guy and try to pass him, like it's just not going to happen. These were all really technical areas to get up, so you just sort of have to take your time and ideally hit it once and hit it well.
Nope.
Is there only one line here?
There's a line back there too.
Wow. They're funny.
This outlier is called French, and yeah, it wasn't too bad, I don't think. At least the start of it wasn't too bad until you get to the plateau and see 100 guys sitting there, or maybe not 100 guys, but 20 guys, and more just sort of scattered along this thing.
Nice, Cedric! Hello. Good. Fucked up on the wall. What's the deal?
Just wait your turn and send it all the way to that line that the blue guy is at.
Okay.
If you don't make it there, go out and try again. Do not go right. Everyone that goes there comes down.
How's it going, Brandon? How's it going?
Good, how are you?
What's that? Yeah, that'd be nice.
I told him and then I'll tell you.
Okay.
Help me out once I get to the top, yeah.
Nice one. Fuck. Okay.
Not a lot to say here, just struggling to get up this hill. I'm sure it'd be a different story if there wasn't anyone on and you could get a decent run at it, but that wasn't the case. So yeah, it was a bit of a slow go here trying to get up and through this. Oh well, we're all going the same direction. It's just trying not to panic too much.
Hey, Mike. I think this guy's in first.
Oh, let's get behind you.
Here we have all the factory KTM guys watching us struggle to get up this thing, so they're probably having a good laugh.
Nope. Bit more of a lip than I was expecting.
Well, making things harder on myself than they need to be. Screwed that up. So, just, yeah, need to hit these things once and hit them well and don't look back. But, yeah, I messed that up. So, get to go for round 2.
Go ahead. Thank you. You're welcome.
So that's one lap around this place. I pull over for a snack and to change out my battery, so we'll get that taken care of and back on the bike, close up the pack, and continue on racing. With air quotations around racing. Here I realized that I didn't set my lap button, but maybe it automatically did, I don't know. I start pissing around with my watch for a second. I was tracking my rides.
Oh, in that hole, first thing this morning.
You'll notice on this hill now there's a right line, more of a straight shot that's developed. Before everybody was going to the left there, and now there's just a straight up line, so makes it even less technical and easier. kicking myself that I didn't just go up this thing in one pull, but wasn't meant to be on this day. Yeah, if you had a bit more momentum, or maybe go off to the left where it's not as steep, a guy could just get up that in one foul swoop. But I wasn't the guy to be doing that, I guess. Huh.
Sorry, buddy.
This is silly. Such a a little rut there, and it just totally screws you over if you don't hit it with any speed. So yeah, lost a bit of time there, unfortunately, and whatever. Just keep on going.
Oh boy.
So where that guy's lined up, there's more of a main line you can see, well, to the left of him, where he went. Yeah, you can't even get any momentum. Pretty slick here to try to ride up here, but at least this time there's not a ton of people in the way. So once this guy kind of takes care of his business, then I can hit it.
Have you tried to run up this?
Huh?
Have you tried to run up that?
The whole way?
No, like just from here.
Yeah, I tried the first time, I slid out, but I'll try again.
Okay.
See how far I can make it.
You on lap 3? What lap you on?
3. Thank you.
Here's Kevin Dyke. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. From BC. He races in, I think it's
His bike's gonna be laying there.
Vet Expert or Senior Expert, whatever their old guy class is. Anyways, he was on a 4-stroke, and I'm not sure what happened to his bike, but doesn't look like it looks like his race is over. So now he's just resigned himself to helping guys up this hill.
Yeah, let's go, boys. Good guy, racing there. Good run.
Holy fuck. glad I got in 8 laps. I hurt my pec a weekend a bit ago and it isn't feeling good. I took some codeine this morning, kind of numb the pain a bit. Dust is brutal on your eyes too. The goggles off, holy fuck. so cool. Hey Corey. Pretty good. Whoa, Nelly. There's about that much room for air on this course. I'm still good, thanks.
Dying yet?
No, I took some codeine, so not feeling any pain. That's what I need to do.
I thought this was a really cool looking feature. It's been in every race that I've done here, but this little wall where you have to sort of go up and over and to the left just looks really cool. The drop in here is actually rather sketchy. Pretty good crevice and just steep, so potentially could crash there, I guess. This time nobody's kicking around here and in my way, so that's good. Should be able to actually hit it and get up it.
What's up, Cam? Oh, good, thanks. How you doing?
This ledge is actually kind of skinny. You don't want to tip over to the left, I guess. That would be a bad thing. And we're up. Not the most graceful, but a hell of a lot better than the first time around.
101.
Unfortunately, this time I end up messing up, and this doesn't go according to plan. So, what I was able to clean the first time, yeah, not so much this time.
Go, AJ. Nice one.
Dropping into the bottom here before you hit the wall. Just taking my time. It is pretty steep, and if you screw up, you can definitely wreck stuff. You'll notice a few guys over there by the entrance, Cedric and Tony. looks like they were working on their bikes. So I'm guessing a few races ended here.
This
If
is
you
fucking
crash at the
steep.
bottom of this, it wouldn't be pretty.
What's up? Pretty good.
You good lap or what?
What's that?
Another.
Fuck. Helping for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, you can take this thing right here. Do you need I do, yeah. Okay, perfect. I have an 8mm socket right here if you want one.
How's it going, man? You got around once anyways. Yeah. Hey Ryan.
Hey buddy, how you feeling?
What's that?
You or what?
Yeah. Hey boys.
Well, here I'm just going to wait for some people to get out of the line so I can hit the spot that I want to hit. But they're just sort of dilly-dallying up there trying to move bikes around. And what do? Just hang out and wait.
This line on the left by the grass
Yeah.
is pretty fucking smooth. If you go right on that left line,
Oh, okay.
it's like there's no bump. To the left of where he went out.
Okay.
Or you gotta
Hey Tyler. 2. What the fuck's that guy's name? Move over! Tell him to fucking...
We got a fucking truck like that?
Yes.
Oh, it would have been sweet to just rip all the way to the top, but you got to take calculated risks, and this place is extremely risky, so had to be smart.
What lap you on?
Huh?
What lap are you on?
On 2, you?
Yeah, 2.
I think both of you.
I'm not too, you know, if you're on lap... You on 2 or 3?
Huh?
You on 2 or 3?
2.
How's it going, buddy?
Good, you?
Not bad, not bad. Yeah. If you're on 3, I'd let you sneak by. $101.
All right, here we go. French round 2. Just even when you first come into it, it's like, oh, this isn't that bad. Up here, over there. But the last time I was here, there was just a ton of people backed up to hit that main line. I think they might have opened it up a bit more to give you a run up. I'm not really too sure because I didn't end up that far over here, I don't think. That left side, yeah, this is all opened up, I think, compared to the first time around. So it gives you a different angle to hit it at, which is, as you'll see, significantly easier.
What's up?
back at the start finish again. Let's see if I can get up this in one go. Yes, is the answer to that question. thankfully. Yeah, this drop down is pretty technical. Lots of places to stuff your front wheel and go over the bars. You can see things have really thinned out here now. There's not as many people on the course, or maybe the bottlenecks are in other places, but yeah, it's now gotten a fair bit easier to get around. Last time this section gave me issues, and it's going to give me issues again, it looks like.
Hey, Luke. That fourth stroke, I can just hear you. I'm like, ah.
Moose 2.0. Here's Luke Sador again. Just eyeing up where's a good spot to go up. Takes off and I get a little dirt shower. That guy, I thought, okay, he's going straight up, so I decided to go for it, and then he cuts in front of me. So I got screwed there again.
Okay. There we go. Nice one. Nope. Yeah, sure. Yeah, give her. Third. Tried to get cute. Didn't work.
Well, this about does it for the race. Was dropping back down to hit winter traction a third time, but the race was over. So there's a few of us here that ended up getting sort of turned away, and yeah, that was the end of that. So yeah, all in all, I don't know. I had a lot of fun. Wish my body was in better shape to tackle this a little bit harder, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of people were injured or broke their bikes pretty bad, and thankfully that didn't happen to me. So all in all, I was pretty pleased with how the race went. Just a couple mistakes that cost me a lot of time. The wall, the first lap, and some of the other bottlenecks where you just zig when you should have zagged, or what have you, and it ends up costing you a lot of time. But I thought it was a really fun experience. The weather was good. It was great to watch the pros afterwards and the amateurs the day before. So pretty entertaining race to attend if you're on the fence about checking it out. I would say give it a go, but be prepared for carnage. This isn't a place you really want to be throwing your bike around, because you can break stuff and yourself very easily. So at any rate, thanks for watching, and yeah, hopefully this is back in a couple years, and I'll certainly be there if it is. Take care.